We're looking at the inspiration for the Burrokeet. And as you can see from this image, it's a very colorful, lively character with a big hat. And look at the colors and the fabrics around, as well as how the head is decorated all here. Pretty things to make it vibrant and fun. Some of the main characteristics are the big ears, tall ears, and also the head here, how the head gets smaller from the front of the head comes down into a smaller shape coming into the body, but then it's being worn by a rider, always very dressed flamboyantly with a big hat, and the body decorated with different kinds of fabrics. Important is the rein to hold on to the donkey to make it look like the rider is riding the donkey. The Burrokeet is the donkey with the rider. So we've got the big hat again, colorful clothes. It's hanging. Look at this. You could see how it hangs over the shoulder and then coming around the body, decorated with different fabrics and up into the head. And again, the reins, so that it's actually the body that's carrying the donkey, so that your hands are free to be able to work the Burrokeet. Here are some other examples. Again, you could see we've got our big hat, we've got our lovely shape, but this one looks like a very big dress. So there's a clue to how we could make something around us to make the body of our Burrokeet. And the head's quite small. That's okay. But it's got the mane, it's got the reins for the Burrokeet. And here again, this one's a really good shape, isn't it? Look at how the ears are standing very proud, and how what's been used to decorate gems and other things in this very carnival Burrokeet. And again, you can see the strings here that's holding on to what's making her body, this thing around. We're going to need to think about that. How do we recreate, hang something and put something around us that we can actually hang our decorated body on us when we're performing? We need to think about that. Look at this lovely little one here. All these beautiful shapes and colors. Lovely shape of the rest of the Burrokeet. And the head is very realistic, this one, isn't it? And look at the mane. See the mane? But it's important that where the mane starts is different from on a horse. So it's right at the back of the ears. And again, these very high ears. There are horse characters that exist in other cultures. And here, this is a horsey one rather than a donkey one. Again, it's a similar thing. You can see the strap around which the horse is hanging, and the head is being decorated, beautifully decorated. So that's an Indian one from an Indian ceremony. Another one, another pair. Again, that helps us to see how the fabrics work around the body and how the head sits out the front. And he's operating it. Look, he's actually got it hanging from his neck. Look at that. So, last week, people were saying, so what happens? How do you hold the reins and hold the head at the same time? There's an answer in this, the ability to, in some way, let the head hang from your shoulders that enables you to then just move it around. So you're not actually holding the head itself. So we will explore ways of attaching the head to us or to the chair so that we can make good movement from our Burrokeet. See how lovely how they've used borders. So we'd have to be clever. What is in our kitchen that we might be able to use that can recreate some of these exciting, interesting things? Is there anything that comes with a gold line, a ribbonish thing? And maybe little sweetie papers come in shiny colors that we could use to decorate the head of the Burrokeet? And then I've included a few other shapes that just show us how we could construct a head. Look, there's even a stamp that has a Burrokeet on it. And look, she's got an umbrella. And she's got the big hat. So we're seeing here some of how that traditional character has evolved over the years. The old-time mask, and this is a Burrokeet, a Trinidad and Tobago stamp that's showing the decorations with bows and all of this, with the lady on it with the incredible hat. She's got lots of hair as well. So that gives us a lot of opportunity to be imaginative with our design. And looking again at some other ways that other people have approached making the sort of head. It's a little bit like how we made our dragon head last year, cutting shapes and sticking it together. I love the bulging eyes, though. That's really sort of evocative and interesting and could be quite fun. And if you look at the ear here, how they've done the ears straight up in the air, that's really, really, again, an easy way to just twist something and put it onto your shape. This one, which is a bit more abstract, so there isn't really the shape of a head like a donkey exactly, but the way that it's done still tells us that it is a donkey. It is a kind of a horse character. And so it's another approach of making something a bit more abstract with whatever we can find. So if perhaps that was a milk carton thing that was rounded, or the bottom of a bottle inside that's been decorated with the reins, so there are many ways for us to be inspired to create our own Burrokeet, even if it doesn't have the exact shape of a donkey's head. And I think if we're going to make a Burrokeet, we need to look at what a donkey really looks like. And here's one of a real donkey. So you can see how the ears, very much like those curly ones we just saw. Look here, how it twists at the bottom there. They've curled it at the bottom, just like the other donkey, the real donkey. And you see how how the eyes are sticking out like that. And if we go back again, we can see here, see, the eyes are sticking out. So they were really cleverly looking at the donkey and also thinking about the nose, the bit by where they got a big nose, where, let's see. Yeah, look at that. Very prominent nose bit, with the eyes kind of bulging out. So this is a traditional, real donkey. So it's up to us how we invent our unique Burrokeet. And I thought I'll include a couple of sort of cartoon ones, so you can make your Burrokeet have personality, because you can do that. Look at the ears are big, it's got the nose there, the big mouth open, laughing, because donkeys do make, they're known for being a bit prankish and mischievous. So that might be an interesting thing to think about. How would you make your donkey unique?